Matt wants to win this fight just as badly as I do. And either one of us winning this fight will advance us in the 205-pound weight class. So that's just going to make for an exciting fight.
No one believes I'm going to beat Rich Franklin. I love to be underdog, but tonight I'm going to shot the will.
We'll have that typical striker versus grappler matchup, and we'll see how it unfolds. So if he thinks he's going to shock the world, then all will know.
Can't wait to hit him. I can't wait to put my hands on him and test his chin. I mean, I don't think it's been tested yet, so I'm planning on knocking him out. So I'm hoping to get my hands on him.
I want to put a hurting on Chuck, just for myself. more than for anybody else. I want to do it for myself.
Been the first to knock a lot of guys out, and I'm planning on being his first loss and his first knockout.
But everybody's been telling me they're gonna give me my first loss for a long time now.
I'm gonna beat him. I'm going out there to fight, and you better be ready to fight, and I'm gonna hurt him.
Tonight I'm hosting Chuck Liddell's retirement party. After this fight, he's gonna take off his gloves and walk his old ass out the octagon, and I'm gonna stand there being the victor.
Time to end this suffering. I need a minute to myself. You will never get to me. What can't be done, I'll do myself. What you want to fall? What you want to control? What you want to fall? No one. What you want to fall? What you want to control? What you want to fall? No one. Face the pain, no escape to the step to this. Face the pain, no escape to the step to this. Face the pain, face the pain. Face the pain, no escape to the step to this. Face the pain, no escape to the step to this. Face the pain, face the pain.
Inside beautiful Phillips Arena, Atlanta, Georgia, for the first time ever, the Octagon has come to Atlanta. The fans are ready and willing and able to cheer like they've never cheered before for their favorite UFC fighters here tonight in the South. Hi again, everybody. I'm Mike Goldberg. Welcome once again to the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Chuck the Iceman Liddell. He ruled the UFC's light heavyweight division for a number of years. His 16 wins in the Octagon is a UFC record. But then there was the loss of his title to Quentin Rampage Jackson. He lost the next fight to Keith Jardine. Many thought he was done. Well, you know what? The story of his demise was greatly exaggerated. My partner is always Joe Rogan. He came back, Chuck did, beat Vanderlei Silva, and he wants his belt back.
Absolutely, and this is a very important fight for him. Rashad Evans, undefeated. Rashad is a very strong wrestler, and he comes from a great camp, and a camp that already has one victory over Chuck Liddell. He's a teammate of Keith Jardine. Chuck Liddell presents a very unique problem to most fighters, and that is the one-move checkmate. He has so much power in his punches that one slip and you're out before you know it. Rashad Evans has a solid chin, and he's got very good wrestling. He's been in there with larger guys before, as he has fought at heavyweight himself, winning the Ultimate Fighter as a heavyweight.
Speaking of the light heavyweight division, Rich Franklin returns to 205. He wants to dominate once again, this time in the light heavyweight division.
This is a very interesting matchup because they have trained together in the past, and Rich freely admits that Matt Hamill controlled him in the wrestling aspect of the game. Rich Franklin, though, is not just a wrestler. He's a very well-rounded mixed martial artist. And I believe 205, we're going to see him with more energy. He cuts a significant amount of weight to get to 185. Matt Hamill is an internationally gifted wrestler, an international competitor who has won overseas some very big wrestling tournaments, incredibly solid base, very powerful puncher as well, and a really difficult guy to deal with once he gets on top of you. His ground control is excellent.
Mutual respect by those two men who will compete tonight. Also on the card, one of the best of all time, the dangerous one, Dan Henderson.
Martin, the Hitman Hampton, a talented Muay Thai striker who also has great submission skills. Taking on former King of Pancrase, Nate the Great Marquardt, a very well-rounded and dynamic fighter.
And dangerous Dan Henderson is back.
Former middleweight and light heavyweight pride champion Dan Henderson, a powerful wrestler with devastating knockout power, and Husamar Palhares, a jiu-jitsu phenom.
Our rules of the Octagon, as always, 3 judges scored the bout. The bout duration for all fights tonight will be 3 5-minute rounds. Once again, a 10-point plus scoring system is in effect, with the round winner gaining 10 points, his opponent 9 or less, based on effective striking, grappling, aggression, and Octagon control. Phillips Arena, Atlanta, Georgia. We begin our evening in the welterweight division. Just the second South Korean to ever enter the Octagon. Dong Young Kim returns to face Ultimate Fighter vet, Cincinnati, Ohio's own Matt Brown. Throughout his stint on the Ultimate Fighter, Matt Brown's focus never wavered as he sought victory in the 32-man competition. That determination remained intact at the season finale in June, as he scored a second-round stoppage of old rival Matt Arroyo to solidify his spot in the UFC. Tonight, he'll look to make it 2 in a row in the Octagon as he faces off against Dong Young Kim.
I look at this as my first big UFC fight. It's against a world-class opponent. Dong Young Kim was a champion in Korea, so he offers a big challenge and the best fight for me to step up my career.
One of South Korea's fighting pioneers, Dong Young Kim became only the second fighter from his nation to compete in the UFC when he made his debut back in May. But just showing up isn't enough for this talented judo black belt. And after a stirring victory over Jason Tan at UFC 84, the Stun Gun is ready to take the next step.
UFC 팬들은 I know all UFC fans love my striking and knee kicking, so I'm gonna use all those techniques to knock out the Matt Browns tonight.
Coming up next, the immortal Matt Brown takes on Dong Young Stun Gun Kim. Wow, what a great atmosphere here in Phillips Arena tonight. Matt Brown, the immortal one, coming off a great run on the Ultimate Fighter Season 7. He was a member of Team Forrest, worked with Forrest Griffin using Matt Hume, George Burchell in his corner. Matt Brown feels like he is ready, willing, and able to really make a statement in the welterweight division.
Well, Matt Brown is a very serious dude, and if you watched the Ultimate Fighter, you saw that. Very intense, very focused, very professional, and very well-rounded. He's got very good jiu-jitsu, good striking, good chin, great heart, awesome determination, but the most important thing about this guy is his mental toughness. Very strong mentally, breaks guys down, broke down Matt Arroyo in their fight. It's an indomitable spirit, and, you know, it's a perfect matchup for Kim, because Kim is a dynamic fighter himself. This is an awesome matchup.
Matt Brown, the first fight of the night here tonight, a survivor in its own right, because that's how he fights. He likes to turn it into a brawl, then he imposes his will, and as you said, he breaks down his opponents and walks away the victor. And the crowd reacts. Matt Brown.
Don't mess with that guy's chew, whatever you do.
No, exactly, no lime juice in the chew. Dong Young Kim, the Stun Gun, unbeaten in his mixed martial arts career, a 4th-degree judo black belt. He is world class in his judo game. As I mentioned, only the 2nd Korean fighter to fight in the UFC, and he looked very good in his UFC debut against Jason Tan.
It's interesting, Mike. He is actually majoring in judo in college in Korea. I mean, that's how important judo is in Korea. It's a very big international sport over there. They do very well in the Olympics. They're also some other judo competitions, and he is a product of that environment. Very good, solid base, awesome throws, and a solid striking game to go with it as well.
Kim, as is Brown, won their UFC debuts. Kim is very aggressive. He's very powerful. He considers his hero in MMA, Anderson Spider Silva. And MMA is a little bit new in Korea, so he kind of holds the mantle right now to represent his country and get other great judo players, great mixed martial artists to compete from Korea and work their way into the Ultimate Fighting Championship.
It's new, but it is exploding in Korea. Korea's always had a gigantic background as far as competition in martial arts. Taekwondo, they've always dominated the Taekwondo circuit, but now the judo players are getting involved, and MMA is just exploding in Korea.
And all over the world.
We're going to see a lot of talented guys come out of Korea.
Dong Yun Kim set to face off against Matt Brown. Our tale of the tape. The South Korean is 26-year-old. The 27-year-old Matt Brown from Cincinnati, Ohio, 6'1", 6 foot. The reach is identical. This is a great fight. And with that, here is the veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the sold-out Phillips Arena in Atlanta, Georgia for UFC 88. And now, it's time to begin our first bout of the evening. 3 rounds of fighting in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record of 10 wins with 6 losses. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Cincinnati, Ohio, Matt the Immortal Brown! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. A mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 10 wins with no losses and 1 draw. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Busan, South Korea, Dong Young Stun God Kim! And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon is Mario Yamasaki.
Mario Yamasaki, our referee. Welterweight matchup. The beautiful Ariani. Our entire crew thrilled to be here in the South, Atlanta, Georgia. Going to be a great night. Kim and Brown to start things off.
There you go, first round, you ready? You ready? Let's go, come on!
White trunks for Kim and the black trunks for Matt Brown.
Good left. Yeah, nice left hand. Matt Brown's got a hold of his head, though, and down to the ground. And Kim is an excellent judo player. Wow. Matt Brown struggling to get to his feet, but he's getting up his back.
This could be trouble early.
Both hooks are in. Standing, and he's got him up against the cage where he can move his arms and get a good hold of Matt Brown's body. Matt does, very nice.
Gave it up. Matt Brown looking up at the big screen.
Matt turns. He's going to try to turn into him. He's got to get that right arm free.
Don't grab the fence.
Talked about the aggressiveness.
He's got his
and
back
how
again.
powerful Kim is, and look at this.
And Matt Brown tries to shake him over to the front, tries to turn him, but he's got the rear naked choke in for the side.
This could be trouble.
Standing rear naked. As long as Matt Brown can keep that hand from being
he's in trouble.
He got it, though. He got it. But he's in trouble still.
You can see him. Look at the expression on his face.
Kim is very strong. He's got to catch his breath here. What he wants to do is get his right arm around Kim's body. See how Kim is always on his back. He keeps reaching with
And
the hand.
again.
He's on his back again.
Unbelievable.
At least Matt Brown is still standing up.
This could be reminiscent of Matt Hughes, Frank Trigg.
Yeah, he wants to shake him off and turn him around so that he's in Kim's guard. But Kim's keeping a good hold on that arm, trying to hold on to that back, but he's gonna slip. If Matt Brown can just shake him loose, he can get on top of Kim here. You see him trying to do that, trying to pop his head out. And again, he wants to get his right arm around. And he pops it through, now he's on top. But he's got to be careful he doesn't get armbarred here.
Brown showed good patience, Joe, to be able to get into this position.
He's also in danger of being triangled. Keep an eye on Kim's legs. Good solid defense by Matt Brown.
Absolutely. Good rear naked choke attempt by Dong-Young Kim. Kim trying to get back to his feet, and he does. Knee to the midsection from Brown. Brown trying to use the clinch. You got to watch for the trips and the judo throws when you're talking about Kim.
Good right hook.
Brown tried to snap that left leg. That one worked. And again he goes high. Matt Brown with the left foot. The left leg went high twice and connected the second time with the head kick. Just over 2 minutes remains in round one. Brown ducked under and delivered a shot to the body of the South Korean. And a chant of USA here in Atlanta, Georgia. Phillips Arena.
Matt Brown is keeping the pressure on Kim, and Kim's mouth is wide open. Boom, spinning back fist attempt.
Brown avoids the takedown for now. Good takedown defense by Matt Brown. Brown was prepared to take on this very tall southpaw with the strong judo background. Brown eliminated on The Ultimate Fighter by the eventual champion, Amir Sadala.
Brown is really excited about this challenge, Mike. He said before the fight that, you know, this is a top-level mixed martial arts fighter, and this is a big opportunity for him to be on the pay-per-view card here. And he's really shown. Look at that. He tries to take Kim down.
Well, Matt Brown dropped immediately to 170 after he competed at 185 on The Ultimate Fighter, feeling this was his best opportunity as a welterweight to have success.
Nice takedown by Kim, but Matt Brown winds up on top, and he's got a choke. He's got to be careful, though. He's got to choke in pretty deep here on Kim, but Kim has his back. This is a strange situation. If Kim can pop his head out, he's on Matt Brown's back. But if Matt Brown holds on to that headlock,
it's like the
see that, though? But that's the problem, is that hook, that left, see that right leg came over? Now Matt Brown wants to turn to him so he can get in his guard, and he does. Oh, no, he doesn't. He's got his back again. Kim has got very good back control.
Under 30 seconds remains in round one.
And you see that hook? He wants to push that left leg through and control Matt Brown's body. Matt Brown's trying to push it off. He still can get it, though, with one leg lock like that. He can get an inverted armbar as well.
10 seconds.
He's working on that. And Matt Brown trying to shake him loose. See him trying to do that? He's shaking his body a little. He wants to get Kim down to the ground.
What an entertaining round one.
Very nice round. Now here is Kim taking down Matt Brown, and Matt Brown scrambles to his feet, but Kim gets that standing rear naked. He gets back control standing, gets the standing rear naked, but Matt Brown just will not give up, just guts it out, pries that arm free, turns into him eventually, and gets out of that position. He was in that bad position several times. And here's a high kick by Matt Brown. Landed, he was moving backwards when it happened, didn't get his full weight into it.
He's that tired. He's that tired. He's very tired. When he tries to catch, he's trying that inside trip. How tired he is. You gotta just get back on your feet. He's very, very tired. He's very tired, man. When you clinch,
In the corner of the South Korean, Matt Hume.
They're thinking that he's very tired, and he did use up a tremendous amount of energy in those positions where he had Matt Brown's back over and over again, hanging on to him, squeezing him, trying to get that rear naked choke.
Matt Hume has worked diligently with the members of the Cincinnati team, if you will. Rich Franklin, George Gurgel, Matt Brown,
Matt Brown looks very
Second
fresh,
round,
too.
you ready?
He's in excellent condition.
You ready? Let's
Matt
go,
Brown,
come on.
Dong Young Kim, second round.
Nice
Comes
leg
out
kick.
aggressively. He's gone for that head kick.
Well, his
There
corner
it
is
is again.
emphasizing over and over again how tired Kim was. He's really going to want to push the pace in this round.
See if Brown tries to change levels again. He worked the body nicely in round one. Yep, there it is again. Oh, man. You like it, don't you?
That's right. Good leg kick.
Stuffs it.
Oh, this does not look. Oh, very nice jumping knee, but unfortunately he's on his back now.
This is the angry Matt Brown that everybody talked about on The Ultimate Fighter.
Serious dude.
Come on. Says, let's bring it on. Let's go.
Good body kick and a nice knee as well. Good Muay Thai knees.
Overwhelming Kim here in the early part of the second round.
Matt
Ducks under and answers.
really pouring it on.
Kim again tried with the straight left. Got his leg though. Brown again can't be taken down.
Kim might just be looking. There he goes. Drops down. He's got a hold of him now.
His corner
Look at
warned
this
him,
scramble.
too. Matt Brown's corner said, get your base solid, sink your
Very
base.
nice. Matt Brown is really doing a great job defending the takedown. Matt Brown is just relentless in his attack here, Mike. And Kim looks like he might be wilting under this pressure.
His intensity is something that cannot be overlooked. Brown able to weather the early storm, and he's punishing the midsection of Kim with those knees.
And what's really important is that Kim's strength in the first round is evaporating.
Yeah.
His ability to take Matt Brown down and control him, he can't do that anymore.
And we said as Matt Brown entered the octagon, he wants to turn this fight into somewhat of a brawl, and he's kind of done that here in round two.
But Kim is also dangerous off his back. Matt Brown's got to be careful here.
gloves, huh?
He's looking for rubber guard. He's got a high guard up here, but Matt Brown's going to try to posture up and pop out of this.
Kim
And he does easily.
in his mixed martial arts career. 8-1 there.
That's not a good sign that Matt Brown can get out of that so easily. Would that probably... good up kick.
Good up kick. Timed it perfectly.
Look at that. Spinning back fist from the top.
If that's what we're going to call it.
It was a combination of guard, pass, punch.
There's traditional ground and pound
Now
now.
he's passing as well.
Try to push those legs aside and get side control, perhaps. Or he may be happy to exchange on the feet, and he is.
There he goes, lets him up.
Pushes forward immediately, again with a good clinch.
Nice knee. And it looked like he was trying to take Kim down there.
He thought about it for a second, Joe, and then maybe he said, you know what, I'm getting the better part of this clinch game. I don't want to mess with the ground right now. That one was checked. The right leg came up and blocked that knee attempt to the midsection by Brown. 1:15 remains in the second round.
Take control of the wrist. Take control of his wrist.
Brown with a great combination. Got out of the way of the big left.
And he's just relentless. Keeps pressing forward.
See if he works the body again.
He's got Kim down.
30 seconds remains in the round.
Kim is exhausted. He gave up that leg really easily. Now he drops his back. Matt Brown looking for an arm triangle here. If he can get his legs free. He's got the arm triangle secured, Mike. He just wants to get that left leg free. Let it go.
10 seconds now, Joe.
He's just working Kim over.
Oh, big shot to the midsection. Elbows again.
Great round for Matt Brown. Here is some ground and pound by Matt the Immortal Brown. Just constant pressure on Kim, working him over and over again with hammer fists to the body, punches, elbows. Just did not let Kim rest in that round.
When he throws his wild punches, you're selecting them, you're hitting the body, you're doing good. Okay, you just got to keep mixing up the combinations. 2-9.
Breathe. Hot rate now. Hot rate now. Hot rate now.
You got to close in with the combination, get control of the neck, fire the knee. Okay? You're nailing him with the knees. He's turning away from you.
Dong Young Kim needs to do something differently here in round 3.
Well, he had great success early in round 1, but nothing since then.
Always taking the back, it seemed, 4 occasions on Matt Brown early in the fight. No chance of that happening in the second 5 minutes.
All right, third round, you ready?
Matt Brown wants a little support from the crowd here at Phillips Arena in Atlanta. Brown dancing. Big smile on his face. Really worked the midsection again. He's watching for the big left. He ducked under it through some nice combinations. Kim changed it up a little bit there with the uppercut.
Oh, he forgot his mouthpiece. Yeah, he just took a punch and felt his tongue hit his teeth. And went, whoa.
Come here, come here. Come here.
Somebody's going to get scolded.
Put it on, put it on. Go!
Here we go. There's that left again, Joe. The hook of Kim is something that Brown's ducked under more often than not.
Kim is looking to try to catch a leg, try to take Matt Brown down, but no success so far. Nice leg kick.
Look at the right leg of Dong Young Kim. Starting to get red, missed with the Superman punch.
There he goes, he shoots, gets double under, there he goes.
And he's got side control.
Yep, side control. Press him down. Now, this is the first time since the first round that Kim has been in an advantageous position.
Absolutely.
He's got to take advantage of it. Plenty of time.
See if he tries to mount.
Knee to the stomach, but he's got to be careful. Oh, hasty.
Nice job by Matt Brown.
See, that's unfortunate. He had an excellent position, and he just got just a little too hasty.
Yep, wanted to get to that full mount too quickly. Brown was ready for it. And puts the fight right back on its feet. And Matt Brown's done a nice job of those knees inside, Joe.
Yeah, nice job of pressuring him, keeping Kim working all the time.
Brown takes a look up at the clock. 3 minutes remains in the fight.
Kim looking for a throw, but nice defense by Brown.
That might be one of the most impressive parts of this performance by Brown, because he's dealing with a 4th-degree judo black belt. And he's been able to avoid being taken down on frequent occasion. None of the throws have really worked. Maybe got one foot trip in, Joe. But for the most part, Brown has competed where he's wanted to compete in this fight. He's dictated where this fight is taking place.
He's a very tough guy. You know, that first position in the first round when he had his back, you know, there's a lot of guys who would have been done there.
No question.
But, whoa, big left hook right there. I couldn't tell if that was a punch or an elbow.
Yeah, it looked like it was an elbow.
Yeah. He's got a double underhooks again. Now look at the wizard by Matt Brown stopping that. Very nice. He used that wizard to get back to his feet. I mean, when a judo black belt gets double underhooks on you like that, boom, there he goes. Yep. Now he's got him down.
Second takedown of this third round.
He's in half guard.
He had side control before and lost it. Brown able to close his guard.
Let's go. Let's go, man. Work something. Tuck it on. Try and go out. Do something. A minute and a half.
Kim's got to score a ton of points here, Joe. Brown's doing a good job of avoiding any damage here.
Yeah, Brown is doing a great job of holding Kim back, pushing him with his hips, pushing his hips back rather with his feet.
You know, one of the things about Dong Hyun Kim coming into tonight is we knew he never stopped. He's like a buzzsaw in there. Matt Brown has matched that intensity, if not surpassed it this evening.
Oh, yeah, I definitely think
Come on, I'm going to stand you guys up. I'm going to stand you guys up.
That's such a huge thing with fighters, the ability to keep a tremendous pace.
Yep.
Matt Brown looking to do something. He looks like a triangle. Oh, good elbow by Kim. And another. Matt Brown looking for an arm triangle from the bottom. Kim pops his arm out. Matt Brown's cut a little bit.
Big time cut.
Yeah, we see it now. It is pretty big. Oh, yeah. Right on the cheek.
Elbow connected. Right under the eye. Block that one.
Matt Brown scrambling.
Final 15 seconds of the fight. Brown trying to hold on to a decision victory.
Kim really trying to do some last-second damage here.
I'll tell you what, he got both takedowns in the third round, Joe. Took his back on numerous occasions in the first round. Matt Brown was outstanding in the second. They shake hands, and finally a smile on the face of Matt Brown.
Now here we see the ground and pound of Mr. Kim. A nice elbow right there that cuts open Matt Brown's face.
Still got one?
Oh, yeah.
You think I won?
Sir. Nice. Nice job, Matt Brown.
I can't see it.
He says he can't see anything. Fortunately for him, that happened in that last round.
And the fight's over.
I mean, how many times does that happen where guys get hit by elbows and don't even know how bad their vision is?
Yep.
I'm looking at it.
Dong Hyun Kim hoping he remains unbeaten in his mixed martial arts career. No elbows in Japan when Kim was competing, and he certainly, in his sport, and he certainly utilized it well in the third round. He opened up Matt Brown underneath the left eye.
What is the shirt? What is the shirt?
My shirt.
Good job, man.
This is such a difficult time for a fighter. As the fate now lies in the hands of the judges.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hey.
Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Come on, come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. Douglas Crosby scores the contest 29-28, Dong Kim. Cecil People scores it 29-28, Brown. And Tony Monak scores the contest 29-28, declaring the winner by split decision, Dong Youngstungan Kim.
Split decision victory for the South Korean. And he remains unbeaten. What a crazy battle. Joe Rogan is in the octagon.
All right, I'm here with Dong Hyun Kim. First of all, obviously a controversial decision. The audience has reacted. They're booing it. Ask him to please give us his opinion of how the fight went.
오늘 그 판정을 결과가 났는데 관중들도 이제 야유를 하고 하는데 어떻게 생각하는지.
UFC 팬 여러분께 정말 죄송합니다. 제가 지는 것보다 판정을 더 싫어하는데 제가 많이 부족한 것 같습니다. 앞으로 발전하겠습니다. 기대해 주세요.
I'm very sorry about fans, UFC fans about the decision, going to the decision. I hate to go to the decision, So next time I'm gonna be different. Please, look at me. I'm gonna be different next time.
He had Matt Brown's back early in the first round. He had the choke in. Was he surprised that he wasn't able to finish him?
처음에 1라운드에 뒤에서 백을 잡아가지고 초크를 걸었는데 굉장히 좋았는데 왜 못 끝냈는지 거기에 대해서는.
맷 브라운 선수가 터프했고 힘이 좋아가지고 제가 끝내지 못한 것 같습니다.
Matt Brown was very tough and strong, so I couldn't finish him.
All right, congratulations. We look forward to seeing you again. Don Young Kim, ladies and gentlemen.
Now Joe with Matt Brown.
All right, I'm here with a disappointed Matt the Immortal Brown. I personally thought you won the decision. It's obviously subjective. He had your back early in the first round. How much in danger were you?
I was in danger for a second. He only had it in deep once. So I was okay.
It seemed to me, K-Side, that you controlled this fight with your defense and with your pressure. Would you agree with that?
Whatever, man. I don't fight for judges. I fight for fans, and I fight for finishes. So whatever happens, man, I don't care what judges say. I fight because I love fighting. I love fighting for Atlanta. Whatever, man.
Well, you love fighting for fans. The fans have obviously appreciated your performance this evening. It was an awesome fight, and we look forward to seeing you again. Matt Brown, ladies and gentlemen.
And we will indeed see Matt Brown again. Gracious in defeat, he loses the split decision to the South Korean. Matt Brown from the Ultimate Fighter Season 7. Yoshiyuki Yoshida in the house tonight. Unfortunately, he is not fighting as originally scheduled. Carl Parisian unable to compete tonight due to a back injury. We look forward to seeing Yoshida very soon and hope Carl Parisian gets well and gets back inside the octagon.
Later tonight, it is our main event of the evening as the Iceman, Chuck Liddell, takes on Rashad Evans.
We are set for our second fight of the night, and it should be a great one in the middleweight division. Jam-packed tonight, Phillips Arena, Atlanta, Georgia. And what a night we have in store is the Iceman and Rashad Evans will go toe-to-toe later this evening. Unbeaten in the octagon, the Dane Martin Kampmann can move one step closer tonight to a title fight opportunity because Kampmann has been simply outstanding in his UFC career. But to take that big step, he must beat the veteran, a man who dominated as the seven-time king of Pancrase, Nate the Great Marquardt. There are no easy roads to UFC middleweight champion Anderson Silva. Tonight, Martin Kampmann looks to move one step closer to a fight with the Spider, while Nate Marquardt hopes to silence the Hitman on his way back to a rematch with the 185-pound champion.
I feel stronger than ever, quicker than ever. My technique's the best it's ever been, and that's just go in there, do what I have to do.
I've been training hard for this fight. I've been working hard every day, and I want to come in there and I want to beat Nate.
Despite a 9-year career spanning 39 fights, Nate Marquardt is showing no signs of wear as he takes on the best the middleweight division has to offer. In fact, following impressive UFC outings against Jeremy Horn and Talis Leites, this well-rounded warrior may just be approaching his prime as he nears his 30th birthday. And he plans on proving that tonight.
I don't care where this fight goes. I'm going to hit him standing, take him down, ground and pound, submit him. I don't care.
A debilitating 2007 knee injury took Martin Kampmann out of commission for over a year. But after rehabbing and coming back to the octagon in June, the Hitman picked up where he left off as he submitted Jorge Rivera and nabbed his 4th UFC victory without defeat.
It's going to be a war. It's going to be a competitive fight because tough guy, but I'm going to kick his ass tonight.
Martial arts career. the native of Wyoming, now fighting out of Denver, Colorado. He has fought for the title before, so he feels no pressure as he takes on a man who has yet to be beaten inside the octagon in Martin Champion. You know one thing, Mark Gordon has all kinds of skills, and this really is Joe, a very even matchup.
Very even, they're very similar in style as well. Both guys have great stand-up and great ground games. Nate Marquardt might be a little larger physically, very powerful guy, but again, both guys are very skilled. Nate Marquardt has a ton of international experience, former king of pancrase, of course, jiu-jitsu black belt, trains in a fantastic camp, Red Jackson submission camp, submission fighting out of New Mexico. So he's there with Sean Evans and Jardine and some of the great fighters, George Gutierrez, that they have training down at that facility. So well prepared, focused, ton of experience, and it's going to make for an awesome matchup.
And it's worked out recently with welterweight champion George Gutierrez, lightweight fighter Roger El Matador Huerta, and he looks for his 6th win in the UFC tonight. Remember, he was penalized a couple of times in that loss to Talis Leites, or he would have, in all likelihood, walked away with a victory. Tonight, he wants to not leave it in the hands of the judges. Nate, the great Marquardt. The Hitman, 13-1 overall. A 9-fight win streak. Martin Kampmann, the Dane born in Denmark, now fighting at Extreme Couture in Las Vegas, Nevada. He tore several ligaments in his knee a while back, and he was out for almost a year, Joe. It was his left knee. He was trying to rehab then boom, he killed it again, had major surgery, but since he has come back and looked very, very dominant.
Well, he's had one fight since he was back against Jorge Rivera, and he didn't look like he had any ring rust whatsoever. Training at Extreme Culture, he's getting some awesome kickboxing and some awesome wrestling. And unfortunately for him, that's where the injury happened. It was a serious blow at him. You look at his legs, he's got some big scars on the side of his knee. He had several ligaments replaced, and it took over a year for him to really fully rehab it and get it back to shape again. But his skill set, we talked about that, great Muay Thai, and really good ability to adapt and change in the middle of the action. He did that with Drew McVedry. Didn't like to stand up, he was getting cracked. Took McVedry to the ground immediately, put him to sleep. You know, it was a really good display of the ability to recognize when things are not going your way, how to correct it, how to change it. Very versatile, very intelligent fighter.
You know, it's interesting you say that because he talked about the fact he studies his opponents a lot. And he said it's very difficult as you try to break down a weakness in Nate Marquardt's game. Both men so well-rounded, a lot of respect. Kampmann returned to his native Denmark to rehab the knee. Now he's back full-time in Las Vegas and looking to remain unbeaten inside the octagon. Our tale of the tape for this middleweight matchup. The Dane is 26 years old, 3 years younger than the American. They both weighed in right around 185. Marquardt will have a slight reach advantage. Once again with the official introductions, the veteran voice of the octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 29 wins with 8 losses and 2 draws. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 185 pounds. Fighting out of Denver, Colorado, Nate the Great Marquardt. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man has a professional record of 13 wins with 1 loss. Standing 6 feet tall, weighing in at 184 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Martin the Hitman Kampmann. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Mario Yamasaki.
Mario Yamasaki, our referee. Martin Kampmann, the former Danish Thai boxing champion, against the former 7-time King of Pancrase, Nate the Great Marquardt.
There we go. You ready? You ready? Let's go. Come on.
Be interesting to see if we see a display of the Hitman's great stand-up skills.
Well, both these guys are so talented in both areas, Mike. You know, this is a fight that easily, if these guys were more well-known, could be a headline fight.
No question about it. They both try to kick. Campman, 3 of his 4 wins in the octagon have come by submission. The other was by unanimous decision.
Campman has some really solid technical striking, really good kickboxing. Good right hand right after I said that.
Marquardt with a head kick. It connected big time. Nate Marquardt looked for the early finish. Campman may have survived.
Marquardt has some brutal ground and pound too.
Good elbow.
Very nice short elbow inside.
And the knee.
Campman's in trouble.
Marquardt with the uppercut, teeing off. The Dane trying to hold strong though.
He's showing great resolve here. He's taking some big shots. And another one.
Marquardt continues to push forward. Oh, a huge uppercut again.
Marquardt just poured it on. Nice body shot.
Picking him apart.
Oh, Campman falls.
It is all over. Nate, the great Marquardt, hands Campman his first loss inside the UFC.
Really impressive performance by Nate.
Woo. Man, did he mix things up nicely, Joe.
Really nice combinations with the hands, especially. The body shots, opening up for the uppercuts. And this is what started all off, this head kick. Campman's knees buckle and Marquardt just jumps all over him. And really versatile striking here, really mixed it up well. Short punches inside, punches to the body, uppercuts. Just Nate swarmed on him.
And a huge knee, too.
And, you know, Campman did his best to hang in there, but there's the body shot. Campman was just taking tremendous punches.
Marquardt was relentless and defeats Martin Campman here quickly tonight. Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mario Yamasaki has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute 22 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by TKO, Nate the Great Marquardt.
All right, I'm here with the winner, Nate the Great, Nate Marquardt. First of all, congratulations, awesome performance. Coming into this fight, Campman, obviously a great kickboxer. What was the plan coming in here?
Basically, you know, I got best coach standing in the world, Trevor Whitman. Best coach, Greg Jackson, John Chamberlain. And, man, they just, you know, told me to keep it basic, keep position. I knew I was faster, better at everything. So I know he's a kickboxer, but I knew I could take him standing.
So the idea coming in was to stand with him immediately?
Not really, but I just knew whatever was open, whatever he gave me, I was going to take it.
Well, let's take a look at the replay because the knockout was awesome. You started out with a beautiful head kick, went down to the ground. You really mixed it up against the cage with body shots. And take a look at it and talk us through this here.
Wow, that was a nice kick. Well, courtesy of Dwayne Ludwig. Yeah, I'm just, you know, at this point, I just haven't hurt. And really, one thing that I learned from my experience is not to just go crazy when you get a guy hurt like that. You got to get nice, accurate shots, land them right on the chin. And that's something that, you know, when I fought Horn, I think I could have finished him by knockout, but I just got too excited, you know, started missing my shot.
Well, awesome performance tonight. We look forward to seeing you. Nate Marquardt, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, he certainly lived up to his nickname, Nate the Great, tonight. Dominant, winning in just 1 minute and 22 seconds over Martin Campman. So Nate the Great will walk away a winner. Sold out inside Phillips Arena. He is one of the greatest and most decorated champions in MMA history. And tonight, Dan Henderson takes on Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt Usamar Paul Harris. Brazilian ground-based Usamar Paul Harris tore through his UFC debut in May, barely breaking a sweat in the process. He probably won't have that type of luck the second time, especially as he takes on one of the sport's all-time best, Dan Henderson.
The way that I'm going to win this fight is by landing this hand on his chin. And it's as simple as that.
I don't think that Henderson's going to be able to knock me out. To do that, he's going to have to find me inside the octagon, and I don't think he's going to be able to.
When Brazilian top team Husamar Par Harris entered the UFC in May, he did so with high expectations. But virtually no one expected him to submit veteran Ivan Salivary in just over 2 minutes. Tonight, this jiu-jitsu black belt looks to continue his jaw-dropping assault on the middleweights as he takes on Dan Henderson.
I know that Henderson's a great fighter. I'm here in the UFC and I want to be champion. And in order to do that, I have to beat him.
Dan Henderson has been competing at the elite level in mixed martial arts longer than most of his peers have been fighting. And he has the resume to prove it, with victories over Vanderlei Silva, Murilo Bustamante, Vitor Belfort, and Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira. But Henderson isn't resting on his laurels, and he would like nothing better than to one day put a UFC championship belt around his waist.
I'd love for him to stand with me and not try to take me down the whole time. It'll allow me to be a little bit more aggressive and knock him out.
Born in Brazil, now fighting out of Rio de Janeiro. A member of the Brazilian top team, Ricardo Arona, former UFC champion Murilo Bustamante. Husamar Par Harris is 17-1.
I am your host, LL Cool J. You said I was finished, and Father Time was to blame. You disrespected my legacy.
Husamar Par Harris is he's a legend in jiu-jitsu circles when people talk about how good his technique is and how many top-level guys that he submits all the time in training. He's got great leg locks, a great control on the ground, a very solid, very strong guy. He's a very one-dimensional fighter, though. It's just that one dimension is so good. His jiu-jitsu is just outstanding, but his stand-up is, compared to his jiu-jitsu, is not nearly as good. It's a solid chin, though. He's a tough guy, very strong guy. Make no mistake about it, his strategy in this fight is not to stand with Dan Henderson. It's to somehow or another get him to the ground. Either dive on a leg, try to take him down on the ground, pull guard, anything. Just get the fight to a grappling position.
He submitted his last 6 opponents in an average time, Joe, of just 1 minute and 41 seconds. Tap outs on 6 of his 10 submission attempts, and has absorbed only 6 strikes in his last 6 fights.
The way he submitted Ivan Salivary was so impressive. Ivan Salivary is a veteran and a very skilled grappler himself, and Par Harris just went right through him.
He is one of the best of all time. Two-time U.S. Olympian, a member of the Greco-Roman wrestling team in 1992, and right here in Atlanta in 1996, the only man to hold 2 belts at the same time in pride. Dan Henderson will go down as one of the greatest of all time, and like Chuck Liddell and Randy Couture, he feels he's got a lot of fight left in him.
And he needs a win desperately tonight. This is Dan Henderson's 3rd fight back in the UFC. 2 losses in a row to 2 very talented guys in Rampage and Anderson Silva. But in this fight, he takes a chance on a guy who doesn't have that big of a name, but does have a very dangerous reputation. Dan Henderson packs dynamite in his punches, and as far as wrestlers go, he gets taken down more often than some wrestlers do because he throws those punches with such reckless abandon. He really commits to his strikes. Because of that, he's got vicious knockout power, but against Par Harris, that could prove to be very dangerous.
His power to jab proportion is 86%, which translates into, by our statistician, Henderson throws 3.5 power strikes for every smaller shot, justifying your point about the fact that when he swings hard and looks for the finish.
And he's got a lot of confidence in his knockout power, having stopped Vanderlei Silva, having stopped Murilo Bustamante. He's got vicious right hand and left hand. Both hands are equally powerful now. Started out as just a wrestler, but now he's dangerous on his feet.
Has never been knocked out. Dan Henderson taking on the Brazilian Usamar Paul Harris. Our tale of the tape for this middleweight matchup. Henderson, 10 years the elder of the Brazilian. He is much taller and will have a 3-inch reach advantage. Once again with the official introductions, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter holding a professional record of 17 wins with 1 loss. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 184 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Usamar Toquinho Paul Harris. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. A mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 22 wins with 7 losses. Standing 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 185 pounds. Fighting out of Temecula, California. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the former light middleweight and welterweight champion, Dan Hendo Henderson. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Herb Dean.
Herb Dean, our referee. Henderson. Paul Harris.
You ready to fight? You ready? Let's do it.
Henderson in the blue and black trunks. Red and black being sported by the Brazilian. Sizing up early. Henderson's got that right hand cocked, ready to explode. And he does. Throws the right hand.
He hit him hard.
Yep, he did. He had it right there loaded. Henderson
throwing wild bombs. He's got to be careful. Get out of there.
He did.
Paul Harris has dangerous leg locks.
That right hand was right there, Joe.
And that,
look,
this is
there
what
it is again.
Henderson wants to do all night long.
He's got that right hand loaded again. Marcus Davis always talks about that good sprawl by the 2-time Greco-Roman Olympian. And again, that could be a huge problem if Usamar Paul Harris cannot take down Dan Henderson.
Yeah, Henderson looks like his strategy is real simple. Throw that vicious right hand, sprawl, and keep throwing it. Stay out of harm's way on the ground, get back up to your feet as quick as possible, inflict as much damage as you can.
Paul Harris in the southpaw stance now.
Good body kick and stuff the spot. Hit him a nice right hand again.
Wow. And he definitely connected on that body kick, though, to the midsection of Henderson.
Oh, wheel kick.
Henderson ducks under it.
Again, that jab and then the takedown attempt afterwards is very obvious.
And Henderson is trying to punish him every time, too, on the way out. Look at the right hand again. Focus on that right hand of Dan Henderson. He's just waiting to explode. Starts with the jab. Good jab by Paul Harris. Again, there's the right hand.
That one just grazed him.
Yep. Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Henderson, unbelievably, of course, he spent many years being a dominant fighter in Pride, looking for his first UFC win in about a decade. But that should not make you doubt at all the great talents of this man. Won the middleweight tournament way back in UFC 17 in '89 in Mobile, Alabama.
And as they describe him, as Bruce Buffer described him as the welterweight and middleweight champion of Pride, that is actually our middleweight and light heavyweight. They had different names for the weight classes, and he won the 185 and 205.
Paul
Good
Harris
right
took a big
Paul Harris took
uppercut.
a big shot right there.
Henderson again trying to tee off.
And he got out of the way immediately. As soon as Paul Harris dives to the legs, Paul Harris got a great chance because he's taking some bombs.
Takedown stuffed again.
He's throwing wild kicks. Look at that, a side kick to the body.
We got ourselves a battle, Joe. Man, when Henderson gets a chance, though, he swings for the fences. Not only on the feet, but when he's rocked Paul Harris, he has really gone after the finish. That right hand never moves until he throws it. Good jab. Back to the traditional stance for Paul Harris.
Paul Harris has got to figure out a way to solve this, and that's one. He grabs a leg, rolls over, he's on top. All he has to do is get that right arm free.
This is trouble, though.
He's free, and he's on top, and he's inside control. This is bad for Henderson.
30 seconds now remains in round one.
Henderson's got to be very careful here. Paul Harris is moves to half guard. I think he's just trying to pop his head out, break Dan's grip. He's run out of time.
Final seconds of round number one.
Good defense displayed by Henderson. Look at that, he's rolling towards the knee bar. Wow, look at that right there.
Well, that's how good he is on the ground, Joe. I mean, he exploded into that armbar on Ivan Salivary. One submission of the night in his UFC debut.
Now, in the beginning, Dan Henderson was executing his game plan to a T. There's a nice right hand from his knees. And here's another beautiful punch from Henderson. Henderson just sprawling and brawling. Did a great job implementing that strategy. But at the end of the round, Paul Harris finally got a hold of him. Got a hold of that leg, took Henderson to the ground, and almost got that knee bar.
Paul Harris is on a 6-fight win streak. His last 5 victories have come by submission.
I understand. Few more punches, more feints, okay? You're hurting him. Every time you hit him, more patient, just like you were. Really patient. Don't go around with him at all. Okay?
You hear Matt the Law Lindland give him some excellent advice. Be patient. Don't play into his game. Don't roll around with him at all.
Come on. Back. Fight.
Second round. You see, not just Dan Henderson, Joe, but as you saw at the end of round one, if this goes down to the ground, any fighter is in danger of being submitted by Husamal Paul Harris.
This is where, being a great wrestler like Henderson becomes interesting because they use their wrestling in reverse. He's using his wrestling to keep the fight standing.
Some have told us that he taps out Nogueira in training frequently, which would be a heck of an accomplishment.
Yeah, not just Nogueira, but Paulo Filo, all the dudes he trains with.
Henderson has fought Bustamante twice, who was Paul Harris's trainer.
He's just trying desperately to get this fight to the ground. He's got a hold of him.
Big slam! Outstanding takedown by the Brazilian.
And you heard Matt Lindland say, be patient. Don't roll around with this guy. This is the last thing they want right now.
He can explode on so many submissions, Joe.
And Paul Harris is not just going to sit here inside the guard. He's going to try to pass
this. In the closed guard of Dan Henderson.
And keep an eye on Dan Henderson's legs, because if Paul Harris reaches back, Dan Henderson going for something. He's got to be careful, though. He's going to get a leg locked.
Yeah. If he reaches back, he may go for the heel hook. Does he have it? Trying to tap Henderson out. Trying to finish with the heel hook. Henderson's free.
He's still got that leg trapped inside there, though. He's going to scramble for it again, and Henderson's out. Very nice.
Henderson's also kind of limping on his right leg now after that heel hook attempt.
Good sprawl by Henderson. He's got a hold of a choke.
No guard, no legs in to help with the leverage. Paul Harris turns over.
Henderson's just going to let free and push off.
I like how Henderson every time, though, exits with a strike.
Good right hand.
Right hand right in the holster again. Ready to fire away. Again stuffed.
He's rolling. He's got to be careful here. Oh, good right hand by Henderson. Paul Harris got him in full guard now.
Huge slam by Paul Harris on Dan Henderson. Usamar is a teammate of Ricardo Arona, and Rampage is here tonight. Who slammed Arona, and Rampage rolled his eyes. He thought it was so great.
Paul Harris is very dangerous if Dan Henderson tries to get out of this position by standing up and moving back. That's when he's going to try to dive for a leg. See him reaching under, Mike?
Yep.
See him reaching under? He's trying to grab a hold of one of Dan Henderson's legs and either use it to sweep him or use it to set up a leg lock.
His work, Dan.
Herb Dean says keep it working.
He can do that. His work.
You're allowed to do that. Interrupt the breathing of your opponent with the hand over the mouth. That's old school.
I need work. I'm going to stand this up.
Henderson with an elbow. Dan looking ground and pound here. Joe not really looking to improve his position.
Stop. Clean break. Up.
I don't know that Henderson hates that.
Come on. Would you mind?
Dangerous Dan Henderson.
I mean, Dan was in the best spot there, but it's always better for him to be on his feet against Paul Harris.
Toquinho, his nickname, translates to tree stump in English.
I don't know where he got that.
I don't know, but
good right hand by Henderson.
He is a stocky dude, isn't he? Final seconds of round number 2. Blocked.
Henderson tries his own.
Time.
Very exciting round, and here's Toquinho. Gets a hold of Dan Henderson, slams him down into Dan's guard. Went for a heel hook here, lost the heel hook, turned it into a straight knee bar, and deep knee bar. But Dan Henderson, tough as they come, uses his left leg to push out and free his right leg. But as you said, Mike, it looked like he was limping a little bit on it after
Your
that.
back is to the center every time. Keep his back against the fence because you can move, you can scramble. So you don't want yourself against the fence ever. And you did a good job in that in the last round. You call him up every time. You win in this fight, okay? You win in this fight. A few more feints. Get him backing up with your feints. Okay? Move him back with your feints. Take a sip, please.
Hook cross is down, all right?
Let's go. Hook cross. Joe, bounce. I want you on your toes. Really bounce it.
Do this. Do this. Go. Get the time.
Third and final round. Skyscraper's like 8 foot tall, I think. Henderson. Paul Harris.
In Henderson's corner, stressing. They want him to be very patient. You're winning this fight.
It's the first non-title fight for Henderson since 2005.
Good sprawl, good
title
left
fight.
hook. Oh, look at that kick. Paul Harris tried a spinning heel kick.
Oh, a little bit of a slip. Switching to southpaw again is the Brazilian.
Paul Harris is throwing a lot of unorthodox kicks, side kicks, wheel kicks, and he's going for a side kick right there. See how he turns his body fully sideways? giving it away a little bit, but he's just trying to do anything to get some strikes initiated where he can get Henderson down to the ground. He tries that heel hook kick again.
He's got some creativity with his strikes. Jab.
Good sprawl by Henderson.
Outstanding sprawl
right away.
And Dan Sprawl has been really somewhat of a difference in this fight, because when Husamar's got it down to the mat, he's had some success trying to throw some damage at Henderson and with his submission attempts.
Good right hand by Henderson and another one. Paul Harris has an excellent chin.
Over the top with the right hand. 3 minutes remains in the fight. Phillips Arena, Atlanta, Georgia. Henderson avoids. See if Dan looks for the body.
Paul Harris has got to make something happen here.
Yeah, he's got to be careful ducking like that. Over the top with the left. There's that big right hand. Just over 2 minutes remains. Husamar, Paul Harris has to fight with a bit of urgency here, Joe, with under 2 minutes remaining.
Yeah, he's got to attack. He's just got to go wild. I mean, worst case scenario, he gets hurt and he, gets knocked out, but he's not going to win any other way. He's got to do something wild here.
Just over 90 seconds on the clock.
Because standing here like this and just letting Dan Henderson sprawl and brawl with him, he's not going to. There he goes.
Got a leg.
He's got the takedown. He spins around. Henderson keeps him on the ground. That's it. Rolls away.
Man,
good job by
elusive.
Dan Henderson.
He is so elusive.
Well, his strategy in this fight is very clear, and he's getting away with it. Paul Harris he's gotta go wild here.
Under a minute in the round.
He fell, he's got a leg. Oh, Dan Hen's pulling out. Dan's pulling it out. Very nice. That was deep.
That could be it. Henderson able to avoid again. About 20 seconds remains in the fight.
He's got him again.
And again,
Henderson
he sprawls
gets out
away.
again.
15 seconds remains. There you hear the hammer. 10 seconds in the round.
Good
Big right hand
Henderson.
again and again. Henderson should walk away with a victory.
That was the cherry on the sundae right there.
Yep, which would be his first win in the UFC in too long. Take a look at the end of the fight, Joe.
Dan Henderson, just knowing there's very little time left on the clock, goes for broke. Big right hand there. Gets inside Paul Harris's guard, but Paul Harris was unable to make anything happen. Dan showed some real impressive submission defense in this fight. There was a couple times where he's caught some deep leg knee bars, a deep heel hook, and both of them, all 3 different occasions, he was caught pretty deep.
Good job. We're seeing 2 or 3 of them. Hey, give me that try. Give me a face. Fucking great, man. Had a boy. Good job, man.
You can see the expression on Murilo Bustamante's face. He expects disappointment when the judges turn in their scorecards. What a battle, especially early. Man, he's got a good chin, and that's what Dan just said. They have fought twice before, Bustamante and Henderson. Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. Douglas Grocery scores the contest 30-27. Tony Monax has it 30-27. And Chris Lee scores the bout 29-28. Declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Dan Henderson.
He competed in the Olympics here in Atlanta in '96. He wins tonight. Here's Joe.
All right, I'm here with Dan Henderson. First of all, Dan, it's got to be nice to get a win in the UFC. It's been a while.
It has been a while. You know, this opponent was just as tough as any I've faced in here. He had a tough chin. It's a tough fight when you want to fight a certain way, and I wanted to try and keep it on my feet, and I knew he was damn good on the ground. I didn't want to mess around with him there. Felt comfortable there, but you know, I normally am more aggressive, so I apologize about that.
Well, this is a dangerous fight for you as well because you're obviously a huge name in the UFC, and this guy is very dangerous but relatively unknown.
Yeah, I've said that every interview that I've done since they did the matchup, that nobody knows who he is, but he's damn dangerous and not the best matchup for me. But you know, style-wise, I thought it was a good matchup, but you know, like I said, I think I could control enough to stay on my feet.
Now, a couple times it looked like he had you in some pretty deep leg locks. How close were you to tap? And the one heel hook looked pretty nasty.
No, my knee was pretty much out the whole time. I knew that I didn't want to sit there, but I also knew that he really didn't have it. He was just holding on, trying to maybe be able to slide up my leg a little better. I wasn't nervous about it, but I knew I didn't want to be there.
Well, great job. Awesome victory. Look forward to seeing you again. Dan Henderson, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, Joe.
One of the all-time best. Dangerous Dan Hendo Henderson. He is one of the most popular champions in UFC history. And this evening, Rich Franklin moves from 185 to 205 to fight Matt the Hammer Hamill.
I've never in my career been in the octagon and thought to myself, holy crap, this guy is way stronger than me. God has blessed me with a talent for fighting. It's something that I'm good at.
They have no clue what I'm capable of.
This is my step back up to 205. It's a 20-pound jump, and yeah, that's gonna pose a challenge.
Why the person go up to 205? Oh, because of me?
Ultimately, I'm to go in there and try to win the fight. I believe that I can beat any fighter in the world.
He's in my division. Whoever's in 205, they're on my way.
At this point, Matt is still a little green.
I just don't really stop. You know, I just keep walking. If it's in the way, you know, I would do the clinch. My strength was on the ground.
The question is will Matt be able to take me down? We'll see.
Luder's all done. It is all over!
I'm the guy that likes to walk out the center of the ring and throw punches and excite the fans.
I just want to be the best fighter, be the best.
Powerful right hand there by Matt Hamill.
I know that this is a fight that I'm definitely going to have to work my butt off. And, you know, if I hit the ground, I'm going to have to be scrambling to get back to my feet.
It meant a lot to me because he had all the experience. He just had the belt. I haven't got the belt yet, but that's my goal.
I always want people to leave the arena and say, man, Franklin's fight was awesome. But ultimately, you know, when you're in there, it's about winning.
inspirational stories in the UFC modern day. He's born deaf. He has just exceeded in everything he's done. Two-time world champion freestyle wrestler. First U.S. wrestler to win gold medals in freestyle and Greco-Roman competition in the 1997 World Games for deaf. He's a Division III Athletic Hall of Famer, three-time Division III National Wrestling Champion, and now he is taking on one of the most popular former champions in UFC history.
Yeah, it's a really interesting fight, Mike. He presents such an incredible danger with his wrestling because it's such a high level. His ability to hold fighters down is probably one of the best in the sport. His stand-up has also improved dramatically from the time we saw him in The Ultimate Fighter. In the Michael Bisping fight, he really caught Bisping off guard, hit him with a big right hand, had Bisping blocked. He's just incredibly physically strong, and the two have trained together. And Rich Franklin, one of the things he said when the two trained together was he was just thinking to himself, what would he do if he was fighting this guy? His wrestling is so strong, he controlled him so well on the ground that he actually, he was feeling helpless.
Both Matt Hamill and Rich Franklin were born and raised in Cincinnati, Ohio. They're both huge Bengal fans, but tonight they are in opposite corners. And when Rich Franklin was first asked about this fight with Hamill, he said, it'll be a tough one because I have a lot of respect. I admire him. I consider him a friend. We train together, but if he wants it, I'll take it. We'll treat it as business, and we'll go back to being friends after this.
Well, Rich Franklin's a warrior, and this is his business. His business is fighting, and he doesn't turn down any fights. He's obviously fought Anderson Silva twice, the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, and this is a big challenge to move up to 205 for a big heavy wrestler like Matt Hamill, but he's down for it.
One could make the argument, no disrespect to Michael Bisping, but the loss in London was controversial. One could make the argument that Hamill could be 5-0 in the UFC and 6-0 overall in his mixed martial arts career.
Absolutely.
The former high school math teacher who has become one of the most popular fighters in the world. Former UFC middleweight champion Rich Ace Franklin back at 205 to compete in the light heavyweight division for the first time, Joe, in over 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's impossible not to be a fan of Rich Franklin. He's an intelligent guy, very well-spoken, very humble, fights hard, he's got great skills, very good on the ground, great standing up, and he's been in there with some of the best in the world.
He really he had already made a statement, but his true defining moment was that super fight on Spike years ago at the Cox Pavilion when he beat Ken Shamrock. That was also the last time he fought at 205. Coming back to 205, he said, I think I'll still be quicker than Matt Hamill. I definitely feel strong. And he wasn't grumpy all week trying to cut to 85. He actually had a smile on his face yesterday because he only had to cut 3 or 4 pounds.
I think that makes a significant difference in the amount of energy you're able to put out in a fight. I mean, Rich Franklin's a master at cutting to 85, but I think he'll have more energy in this fight. It's also very important to know that he's working with Matt Hume now, constantly working on his strategy. He's got a real MMA coach now, a guy who can objectively break down his strengths, his weaknesses, his training sessions, and formulate a strategy for a very difficult guy like Matt Hamill. Now, it also helps that he's trained with Matt Hamill, so he knows what to expect going in here.
Rich Franklin back inside the octagon. George Virgil, Matt Hughes, Rob Radford, Neil Rose, the American fighter indeed. Rich Franklin, 15-1 in his mixed martial arts career at 205 pounds. For 16 months, he ruled the UFC's middleweight division. He spent 8 weeks in Seattle preparing for this night tonight with Matt Hughes. Our tale of the tape for this light heavyweight fight. 33-year-old Cincinnati-born Rich Franklin against 31-year-old Cincinnati-born Matt Hamill. Everything else is virtually identical. Once again, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. And now, 3 rounds of fighting in the UFC light heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record of 6 wins with 1 loss. Standing 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 205 pounds. Fighting out of Utica, New York, ladies and gentlemen, Matt the Hammer Hamill! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. A freestyle fighter holding a professional record of 25 wins with 3 losses and 1 no contest. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 204 and 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Cincinnati, Ohio, ladies and gentlemen, he is the former UFC middleweight champion, Rich Ace Franklin! And the action begins. The referee in charge of the octagon is Mario Yamasaki.
Mario Yamasaki, our referee, for this highly anticipated matchup between Franklin and Hamill. The 2 Cincinnati boys about to do battle.
You ready? Let's go.
Here we go. Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Southpaw Franklin in the brown and pink shorts.
It's one thing, an interesting point about Matt Hamill's fight with Michael Bisping in London is that he had a bad knee injury before that fight and was really unable to do too much grappling because of it. He had a meniscus tear. He's since had that surgically repaired, and it was much better for him in the Tim Boach fight.
His striking looks very, very good in the Tim Boach fight. You look at his striking back from the Ultimate Fighter, Joe, to present day, just magnificently different.
Yeah, I mean, it's just another example of a guy who's excellent at one discipline and learns how to take that focus and use it to get good at another discipline.
Now, if you notice, Hamill took a little glance over to his corner. Remember, obviously he's deaf, so he can't hear his corner yelling at him. So he checked in with his corner as they use a lot of different signals to try to give him things to focus on.
Yeah, that's really interesting, Mike. He just did it again.
Changing stances is Hamill. Franklin, we all remember that highlight reel knockout against Nate Corey.
Oh, good right hand.
Franklin, good kick. Hamill much more confident on his feet. You can just tell, just the way he carries himself now, Joe.
Yeah, his balance is much better.
Yep. Good inside leg kick by Rich.
Franklin, he's trying to move to the side and throw a sneaky right uppercut with a lead hand.
It's interesting, too, because, yeah, Joe, one thing, and we've seen this many times before, the one thing that Rich wants to avoid is being taken down, yet he's throwing a lot of kicks. Oftentimes we'll see guys not take the chance of being taken down and not throw kicks against a great wrestler.
True. It might be because of the sparring they've done in the past. He felt like he'd get away with it.
Again, working the inside leg kick.
Or it might be that he doesn't mind being taken down. Maybe he's been working a lot off his back. Again, I'm sure Matt Hume has formulated some sort of a game plan to deal with the wrestling strength.
Well, he spent just a little time with Hume before his second fight in Cincinnati with Anderson Silva. And he said, man, I should have spent more time out there. Spent a little bit more time before its victory against Luder. And now, as I mentioned, spent 8 weeks in Seattle training with Matt Hume. Rich is cut. Another good kick. Rich is cut under his right eye.
Nice
Man,
leg kick.
very good leg kicks. Not lacking any quickness here at 205, is he? And again, he works the inside leg kick. And as he continues to punish the legs, if over time Hamill looks for a takedown, it's going to be more difficult to explode.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's just landed a couple nice punches right there.
Backing up and he's switching stance when he backs up.
You hear Hume, he's backing up, switching stances when he backs up.
And Hamill seems to have an interesting game plan for this fight, too, because it doesn't seem like he's trying to take Rich down at all.
Hasn't attempted any type of takedown yet.
Again, he tries that uppercut.
Cuts under the right eyebrow of Rich Franklin.
Keep working the legs. When he backs away, follow. When he backs away, follow that ring.
Backs away, follow the leg.
Backs away. Yes, ring. 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 Ring.
There's the takedown. Set up nicely.
Immediately pass.
Rich knew that he was going to have to deal with this sooner or later. This is the strength of Matt Hamill's game.
Rich throwing an armbar up. It's very tight.
Could he get a submission?
Hamill's keeping the pressure on him. No, he breaks free.
Hamill's cut as well, Joe.
But it shows you how versatile Franklin is. Franklin has a very underrated ground game.
Nice move, Rich
Very
Franklin.
nice. And back to his feet.
And the knee on the way up.
And Hamill is cut now. I believe he is, or it's Franklin's blood. It's tough to see. Oh, he's cut.
Yeah, they're both cut. Under the right eye, or pardon me, under the right eyebrow. Again with a huge knee. Franklin looks sharp.
Great first round. Let's take a look at where Rich Franklin got cut. Here it is. Is that sneaky? Oh, I don't think that was it. That was just a punch to the chin. That was probably it. The grazing punches often are the ones that cut you more than the really solid shots. Really interesting first round. Franklin kept away, did a lot of great striking, and then when Matt Hamill was able to get him on the ground, Franklin threatened with an armbar.
So he's switching stance because you're hurting his legs. When he backs up, he's going square. So you got to follow him at range. He's backing up square. So the kick won't reach him. You got to just keep following him with footwork until he backs away a little further. And then unload the hands on him, and we'll start working the knees.
You know, Joe, Hamill's strategy might be to wait for the takedown until late in the round to avoid Franklin having any chance of a submission.
That's possible, but he's eating a lot of leg kicks in the process and some good punches as well. Franklin's definitely getting the better of him standing.
There you go, step away, you ready? You ready?
Phillips Arena, Atlanta, Georgia. Round 2. Let's see if Hamill looks for a takedown earlier here in the second round.
Good leg kick by Franklin. Hamill catches the leg, but Franklin pulls it out. Franklin is picking him apart on his feet here. And again, Hamill trying the same punch over and over again. That lead-in uppercut.
Again, Rich putting together some great combinations. Man, that'll chop you down.
Stop! Time!
Mario Yamasaki calls timeout to check the cut, I believe.
I think he doesn't like the coagulant that's in it, or it's a piece of it. Yeah. Oh, there's a flap of skin. Is that what it is?
Ready?
be continued.
I think he lost a big chunk of skin there. That's what they're saying.
Got a leg.
Hamill dived on the leg. Heath Franklin got free. Nice pinpoint combination.
Punish him on every takedown attempt. Even though there's just been a couple, Franklin certainly tried to do that. To the midsection. And again, watch the uppercut power of Matt Hamill. Now he's hanging the hands though, Joe. There they're out.
He has had success in the past with his dirty boxing, but with Franklin, he's just unable to hold on to him.
Man, he's a big, strong dude, though. He just ate another one. Rich is going to be able to set up some things because he's been damaging the leg like that. Caught him. That's the danger of that inside leg kick, and it is accidental.
That cut over Franklin's eye is nasty. And here you see the inadvertent inside leg kick that goes astray to the package. Ouch.
Go! That definitely connected.
Hamill shakes it off. And they're back.
You know, everybody talks about Rich Franklin, what was next after he was defeated by Anderson Silva, not once but twice. But when you look at the career of Franklin, Joe, he's lost 3 times. Twice to Anderson Silva. Everybody else loses to him too.
Good combinations by Franklin moving away.
And once way back in 2003 to Lyoto Machida. So there's a lot of fight left in 33-year-old Rich Franklin.
Well, he's a very entertaining fighter, Mike. I mean, and he's going to give any tough fighter fits.
He represents the UFC with class, gets involved with charity, and has gone over to support the armed forces and our military. Hamill's getting picked apart here. Franklin again to the midsection.
The crazy thing about Hamill is no matter what kind of punishment he takes, he just keeps walking forward like it's no big deal.
Those inside leg kicks are starting to, look at how he's on his left leg now, Joe. They're starting to do a little damage. Well, they've done damage. It's starting to be more visible here. Man, he's chopping him down with those leg kicks.
He's taking some significant damage on that left leg. But you know, when you look at him, when you look at his face, you'd never be able to tell.
Nope.
Keeps the same expression, keeps moving forward. But he hasn't been trying to take him down.
Does that surprise you?
Yes. But you know what? Maybe that was his strategy. I mean, he keeps going for that uppercut.
He can't keep eating that combination that's finished with the kick.
No, he switched stances too. And switches again.
Wow. When you hear the slap, that's the foot. When you hear the thud, that does the real damage. That's when the shin punishes the leg.
And those leg kicks are taking away the spring, the ability to leap forward and grab a hold of him and try to take him down. He's holding on to that ankle for dear life.
Uppercut. Like you said, Hamill's good with the dirty boxing.
He loves that dirty boxing, but look how Franklin just really nice movement out of the corner there. Pressed up against the cage, just gets right out of it.
Next 30 seconds. I want to fly you each. I want to fly you back up and then right forward. Go.
As you can see, Rich Franklin is here to compete for a long time.
Well, you know, Rich Franklin is still improving. I mean, that's hard to believe considering he's a former champion, but he gets better with every fight.
And the real difference is the Matt Hume training and truly having a full MMA experience when he goes out there.
Yeah, I think that's going to make a big difference in the rest of his career. And he looks great tonight
with the jab.
Stop!
Matt Hamill has to be frustrated. Nothing's working.
Let's take a look at that cut.
Keep hurting his legs.
Good thing is it's not bleeding, Joe.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like there was a chunk of meat.
But I didn't know it was dead, so I had to stop.
He's putting his hands up, so he can't do anything. He's tired. He's really and he is.
When they give the 10 seconds, take them out, please. Don't leave them there.
One more round. Stay focused. You can even take him out.
Take them
Stay
out.
focused.
Guys, take them out, please.
Let's go back upstairs. One more.
Matt Hume just made the symbol for leg kick with his hand. Yep, like chopping.
Hamill.
Here we go, last round. You ready?
Matt Hume said looks tired.
Let's go, come on!
Third and final round. Former training partners. But Hamill hasn't gone to his bread and butter tonight. And he is eating all kinds of kicks.
And it might be too late for that now, Mike. The leg kicks that he's eaten have taken a lot out of his spring, his ability to leap forward and explode and take Franklin to the ground. I mean, he's taken some hard leg kicks.
Rich with a knee. Akin to the midsection. That's where it hurt him.
He's hurt badly. That body
It
kick.
is all
That's it.
over. Rich Franklin has won here tonight in Atlanta.
Rich Franklin hurt him badly with that body kick. Great performance, great implementation of his strategy. In the one time he was taken down, he did great, good defense, threatened with an armbar. It's a really awesome performance for Rich Franklin.
Absolute stand-up clinic put on by Franklin this evening.
There it is right there. Mario Yamasaki stepped in and stopped it. Let's take a look at it another way.
He was tapped in too, yeah.
Here it is again. As Boss Rutan would say, to deliver. Oh. And you see him just drop immediately.
And you can't see from that angle, but he was tapping. And Rich knew.
Yeah, Rich Franklin just showing superior striking tonight. And that is the final touch right there.
Congratulations to Rich Franklin, a winner in his return to the light heavyweight division. Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mario Yamasaki has called a stop to this contest at 39 seconds of the third round, declaring the winner by TKO, Rich Ace Franklin!
All right, I'm here with Rich Franklin. First of all, Rich, congratulations. You seem a little concerned when the doctor looked at that cut. What were you thinking?
I came out of the round smiling, I thought. Threw my thumbs up to the crowd. The way I look, I'm looking at my face on screen right now. I always walk around with a black eye anyway, so this isn't much worse.
Well, great performance tonight. You did. The only one time that you were taken down, you performed admirably from your back. You almost had an arm bar. You got to be happy with your performance tonight.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Matt is, I'm hoping he's one of the strongest 205-pounders, because if not, this is going to be a long road if I stay here. So hats off to Matt. He fought a great fight. He stood there and striked with me. I thought he was going, I had a feeling that he might attempt to do that. And of course, I look worse for the wear right now.
Now, it's been a long time since you fought at 205. How do you feel now about this weight class?
I'll tell you what, cutting weight this week was awesome. But I don't know how excited I am to push an extra 15 pounds around. So I'm going to continue to try to gain some weight if I'm going to stay here.
Well, great performance. We look forward to seeing you again. Rich Franklin, ladies and gentlemen.
I just want to say thanks to God that I don't have any serious injuries. Some people might consider this serious. I don't. And thanks to God that my opponent didn't get hurt.
Great job.
Pure class. Former middleweight champion, victorious in his return to the light heavyweight division as he defeats Matt the Hammer Hamill here tonight at Phillips Arena. we look inside the locker room of Chuck, the Iceman Liddell. The former longtime light heavyweight champion is ready to battle unbeaten Sugar Rashad Evans. Rashad Evans 16-0-1 in his mixed martial arts career. And he will be a huge challenge to the Iceman, Chuck Liddell, here this evening in Atlanta. And now it is time for our main event of the evening. Chuck, the Iceman Liddell, taking on Sugar Rashad Evans in a fight we thought was going to happen months ago in London, England. Liddell suffered a hamstring injury. He is healthy and ready to knock out, as he says, Rashad Evans here tonight. Great light heavyweight fight, and as we said at the top of the show, Chuck Liddell undoubtedly is back.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's tough to be a superstar, and Chuck Liddell was, having a good time and living the life, and it caught up with him. It caught up with him in the Rampage fight, and Keith Jardine, he probably underestimated Keith, or Keith had a great game plan. Either way, the performance against Wanderlei Silva lets everybody know Chuck Liddell still has a lot of mileage left. I mean, he's still a devastating, dangerous striker, the most devastating striker ever in the history of the light heavyweight division.
For sure.
And he's got that one danger, that one punch knockout power from anywhere, that lightning bolt to your face. And everyone has to be careful of that.
Another thing, Joe, which isn't talked about as much, although you have said it, he has an amazing sprawl, is the fact that Chuck Liddell is extremely difficult to take down.
Not only is he extremely difficult to take down, he's one of the best at getting back to his feet. Doesn't take any damage on the ground, gets underhooks, stands back up, uses the cage. Just great striking and great wrestling, and the perfect example of a guy who uses wrestling in reverse.
He gets right back up. Now Rashad Evans is successful 60% of the time that he attempts a takedown, Joe. The average in the UFC, he's just 45%, so he's going to work against the Chuck Liddell takedown defense undoubtedly. Rashad Evans also loves to slam his opponents. 20% of the time, he slams his opponents to the ground.
Well, he has fought as a heavyweight. He won the Ultimate Fighter as a heavyweight. Very strong guy, but he's smaller than Chuck Liddell. You know, when the two of them stand side by side, he looks to be the smaller man. I think Rashad Evans might even be able to make 185, but he's a very strong wrestler, very solid, and he's been improving constantly. Showed great one-strike knockout power in his head kick KO, the highlight reel KO of Sean Salmon. So it's very dangerous, very well-rounded, awesome camp, presents a lot of dangers to Chuck Liddell tonight.
Well, Rashad Evans, as I mentioned, a wrestler at Michigan State University with incredible efficiency with his takedowns, well above the UFC average, and he punishes his opponents when he takes them down. Over 22% at takedowns being a slam, and that means watch out.
And he's also one of those guys that's ascending in his career to the point where every time you see Rashad Evans, you see a better version.
Yes. So, Joe, we are set to go. Chuck, the Iceman Liddell, is back. He is healthy, and he says he's going to knock out Rashad Evans and hand him his first loss ever.
I want to get back to my title.
When I learned that I was going to get Chuck, I was excited about it, man. You know, I kind of felt like, it was long overdue, and I was like, okay, I'm ready. I'm going to show him something a little different.
Win fights. That's my plan. Win fights, and I'll get there.
I'm going to show him that I've been practicing, I've been working on it. I'm going to show him what I really can do.
He can strike, and he can wrestle, so he mixes them up pretty good and is able to keep people off balance and fight well.
He's a game opponent, he's been doing this for a lot of years. He's had a lot of big fights under his belt. Chuck is going to come in ready, and I'm definitely going to come in ready. But he's going to see a Rashad Evans that no one has ever seen before.
Rashad better be ready. If he wants to come out and thinks he's going to eke a win out like he normally does, I'm going to come after him in this fight and make him earn a win if he wants it.
At some point, there's going to be a leveling out period where somebody can see to the fact that the other one's going to get his ass whooped and just kind of go with the flow. It ain't going to be me.
I want that fight to be on our feet, swinging at each other, and I'm going to pressure him a lot. So we'll see what he can do with that.
In my mind, I see it just being
a straight out brawl and we just going at it and getting after it.
It's going to be real hard for him to make me uncomfortable in a fight. I enjoy fighting and I enjoy all elements of fighting. So if he can make me uncomfortable, that'd be a feat.
I'll go out there and put the stamp down. And after this, it's only bright skies for Rashad Evans.
Born in Niagara Falls, New York. Went to Michigan State University, wrestled there. Now training with Greg Jackson's camp in Albuquerque, New Mexico. He is the heavyweight winner of the Ultimate Fighter 2, ironically coached by Rich Franklin on that season. He is 16-0-1 in his mixed martial arts career.
Rashad Evans, a former junior college national champion wrestler, very dynamic moving, very dynamic wrestler. He's got good striking, comes from a fantastic camp. You see right there, Keith Jardine with him and Greg Jackson, his trainer behind him. I'm sure they have formulated an interesting game plan. Keith Jardine, of course, has a decision victory over Chuck Liddell in the past. Greg Jackson led him to that, and Rashad Evans and him trained together, so I'm sure they've communicated about this a lot.
You know, it's interesting you bring that up, Joe, because Rashad said that, yeah, Jardine has given me some things to look for, but he's also the first to admit that he's not Keith Jardine. He has different strengths than Keith has, and so while he'll try to maybe break down Chuck in a similar fashion if possible, he knows he's a much different fighter than the Dean of Meat.
Well, not only that, but a lot of people believe that Chuck Liddell didn't have the same intensity in the Jardine fight, that his training wasn't as intense, and that he realized after he lost that fight that he really needed to kick it back into gear and really needed to refocus. All accounts have been that he has done that and more for this fight. John Hackelman has said that he hasn't looked this good in the gym since the first Tito fight.
Rashad Evans worked out with Dan Severn early in his career. And now tonight, he is ready for what he says is the biggest fight of his career, because he gets to fight the legendary former light heavyweight champion, Chuck Liddell. Can Rashad Evans pull off the upset here tonight? Evans back in the octagon for the first time in nearly a year.
It's been a while since we've seen that look in Chuck's eyes.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
That is a scary sight right there. That is a dangerous, focused individual. Okay.
He's been in a great mood all week, almost as if he has a secret.
Well, I think his secret is that he's in awesome shape.
He said to me the other day that because he was preparing so diligently for the takedown attempts of Rashad Evans, he worked on his fall, and as you know, Joe, that's hard work. And so Chuck the Iceman Liddell enters Phillips Arena here tonight. He says, as you pointed out, he's in the best say he's been in the wrong side. That's a very important for his confidence. You see it in his eyes right there. He knows he's prepared. This is a very important fight for him. He wants to win this fight and eventually get himself in a position where he gets a shot at retaining his title. He's one of the most dangerous fighters to ever fight mixed martial arts. For the simple fact that if you zing when you should have zagged, you go to sleep. He's got that kind of very rare one-punch knockout power, and he's done it guys who haven't been knocked out before. And guys who exhibited a great shot like Randy Couture. Randy Couture's taking some big shots.
Posted at the bar, blowing on that sticky.
Chuck Liddell set the pace for Rashad Evans, only the third undefeated fighter that Chuck has fought. But he said, you know what? Why don't I just double it up? Why don't I hand him his first loss and knock him out for the first time in his career? Yes, like we're seeing before, Chuck Liddell is capable of knocking out guys that don't normally get knocked out. Yes, Randy's taking some big shots. A lot of guys like Gonzaga, heavy guys, they weren't able to put him away. Chuck puts him away with fun punches. He's been like a kid in the gym. He's facing off against the heck of a man, though. And Rashad Evans. The Iceman, Chuck Liddell. Rashad looks relaxed.
And most of y'all obsolete, worth a couple dollars and change. Wicked like you hope, I throw a couple your way. Oh, it's a digging struck. Ain't got no time for no games. I'm at the bar.
Our tail of the tape. Liddell, 38 years old. Liddell is much taller, but he just has a single inch advantage with the official introduction. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Sanctioned by the Georgia Athletic and Entertainment Commission. Our three judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Doug Crosby, Jeff Mullen, and Cecil Peoples. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon is Herb Dean. And now, the moment UFC fans watching around the world have all been waiting for. From the sold-out Phillips Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. It's time! 3 rounds of fighting in the UFC light heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a wrestler and a boxer. He holds a professional record of 16 wins with no losses and 1 draw. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 205 pounds. Fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, ladies and gentlemen, Sugar Rashad Evans! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a kickboxer, holding a professional record of 21 wins with 5 losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 204 pounds. Fighting out of San Luis Obispo, California, ladies and gentlemen, he is the former UFC light heavyweight champion, Chuck the Iceman Liddell!
All right, gentlemen, this is the main event. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. We will keep this fight clean. Touch gloves. Let's make it official.
Herb Dean, our referee. The most popular fighter in the UFC against the man who won the Ultimate Fighter Season 2 and is unbeaten in his mixed martial arts career. Liddell against Evans from here at Phillips Arena, Atlanta, Georgia.
Let's do it.
Chuck just loves to stomp his opponent. Land that big right hand.
Well, he's a great counter striker, Mike. What he likes to do is he likes to let guys come to him a lot, and he takes advantage of any openings with very quick strikes.
Rashad With some footwork early, he's going to have to keep moving.
Immediately.
Yep. Rashad has defied a lot of odds, though, in his mixed martial arts career, Joe, starting with the win in the heavyweight division.
Chuck has said he wants to test his chin. Rashad said a lot of things hyping up this fight that Chuck didn't like, calling Chuck old, and apparently what everyone was saying, that got Chuck very angry, and he was taking it out on all of his sparring partners, and he's just gotten very motivated to fight Rashad Evans because of that.
Now, Rashad likes to put on a show, thus the nickname Sugar Rashad Evans. Changes stances. Remember, this is a non-title fight, so it's scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Good connection by Evans over the top. Liddell with a big right hand. That angered Matt Hughes a little bit on the show. The showboating of Rashad Evans.
There's no secret what Chuck's trying to do here.
Is there ever?
Circle, circle, right hand bomb. Good body kick by Rashad.
Now remember, it was the body kicks utilized so effectively by Rashad's teammate Keith Jardine. Rashad trying to stay quick. He feels he's quicker than Chuck Liddell. Moved out of the way of that one. Every time he connects or he avoids a connection, Rashad is going to gain more confidence.
Chuck throws that right hand like he's got a hammer in his hand.
He can just explode on people. His career is a highlight reel in knockouts. Again with the jab. Rashad, elusive thus far, Joe.
Chuck also likes to haul out a jab and throw a looping left hook. He used that to stop Kevin Randleman. He's got loud power in his left hand as well as his right. Good leg kick by Rashad. And Rashad, very quick, moves out of there.
Well, and that's the thing. His head movement outstanding here in round one. Changes to the southpaw stance again. Anything to try to throw Chuck off.
He's dropping his hands a lot. I don't know if he's trying to lure Chuck in or if he's just showboat. Oh, he got tagged there.
Yep. Ate the jab of Liddell. Just over a minute remains in round one, our main event of the evening. Chuck over the top.
And so far, Rashad has not made any attempts to try to take Chuck down or to even clinch with him.
Chuck's got a little bit of a cut by his right eye.
I really want to hear what Greg Jackson has to say when they go back to the corner, what the strategy was.
Rashad switching stances again. There you see the blood dripping down the cheek of Chuck Liddell. Timed perfectly that time as Rashad went for the inside leg kick. Chuck with the uppercut. Liddell could close in here and look for a flurry. Rashad wisely keeps moving.
Chuck is bleeding.
Yep. It's on that right cheek, Joe. Oh, actually, it's right underneath his eye. He's got a big mouse under the right eye. Good first round. Great job by Herb Bean.
Great job by Rashad. I'm just barely ducking under that last kick. But again, Mike, it didn't seem that Rashad connected with any really solid punches, but sometimes it's the grazing ones that do the most damage on the skin.
Keep moving, keep making a miss. Keep moving, keep making a miss.
Doing great. Movement's pissing him off. Okay, keep moving.
Saying move and make a miss. And movement is pissing him off, but in my opinion, he's got to do something to counter.
Absolutely. And just moving and making him miss is not going to potentially earn Rashad a victory. He's got to be offensive as well.
Be patient. You be patient, okay?
Chuck Liddell, 16 wins in the UFC alone, 21 in his career. 4 title defenses, and won 7 straight by knockout or TKO before the loss to Rampage. Tremendous angles. Loves, as Joe said, the circle to the right hand. Rashad looking to put on a show still. Chuck would like to put an end to the dancing. Second round. The Iceman wants his light heavyweight belt back. To position himself for that, he needs to hand Rashad Evans his first ever defeat. Good kick by Chuck.
Good right hand by Chuck. Rashad is being lured into exchange. He landed a right hand, though. He landed a left hook.
Rashad doing a nice job. Now, if he starts to be aggressive, Chuck will go into the counter mode, which you pointed out earlier, Joe, is oftentimes his most effective striking.
Yeah, I believe that is his most effective. I think when guys are chasing after him, a la Babalu, a la Randy, that's when sometimes he lands the most devastating shots.
Chuck with the right hand. Second round, just over a minute old. On with the left right. Left hook and then the right hand. Rashad again with the left hook. He's catching Chuck with that left hook, and he just missed with the right.
And he's getting more confident.
No question about it. And he's connected a lot more here in round 2.
Oh, big uppercut.
He's out, down. Rashad Evans has knocked out Chuck Liddell.
Out cold.
Unbelievable.
Wow. Wow.
Rashad Evans has done it.
Like a lightning bolt out of nowhere.
What an upset.
Man, I can hear Rashad's wife behind me screaming at the top of her lungs. You can hear her through my microphone. Wow. Woo. Let's look at this. Chuck Liddell moving forward.
Boom.
Right on the button.
Chuck threw the uppercut. Rashad came over the top, Joe.
They were both throwing at the exact same time, and Rashad got there quicker. One punch knockout. Let's look at this again. Wow. Look at it from this angle. Watch his neck. Oh, man.
Rashad Evans knocks out Chuck Liddell.
Wow. Who would have expected that?
Maybe only Rashad Evans and some of his teammates. And Chuck just missed with that uppercut there, Joe.
And Chuck is still out.
Hi, Niagara Falls, New York. Hi, Lansing,
He's
Michigan.
still down.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody.
Take a look at this. And watch how close Chuck was to landing the uppercut. At the same time, and boom, the overhand right, which is the trademark punch of Chuck Liddell, knocks the Iceman out. Again, Unbelievable. The greatest moment, undoubtedly, in Rashad Evans' fighting career. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 51 seconds of the second round. Declaring the winner by knockout, Sugar Rashad Evans!
Rashad, the whole time, right after you won, your wife was making so much noise behind me, we could barely concentrate. You gotta be happy with that. A huge victory, the biggest victory of your career, no doubt.
Yeah, I'm very happy about that. First of all, I just hope that Chuck's okay. You know, that was a big shot. Yeah, I'm very happy about that. You know, Chuck is a great competitor, and you know, I'm just very happy about that.
Coming into this fight, knowing what dangers he presented, what was the strategy in facing him?
The strategy is going straight for the horns. You know, you can't beat Chuck Liddell and think you're gonna take him down all day. You know, that's the way to get knocked out, and that's the way to get tired. So I wanted to go straight at him with his own game.
Well, obviously, this moves you up in the rankings in a big way. You're still undefeated. Now, what do you think? What do you look forward to next in your career? Where do you think this places you in terms of a shot at the title?
Hopefully, it puts me right up there. But you know, I'm a patient man. I've always said that, and I'm just enjoying the ride, and you know, whatever it takes and however long it takes.
Well, awesome performance tonight. Congratulations, Rashad Evans, ladies and gentlemen.
He remains undefeated, and he defeats the legend, the Iceman, Chuck Liddell. His wife, LaToya, they were together for 6 years. They were just married in July of '07. Congratulations from UFC President Dana White. Rashad Evans is another Ultimate Fighter winner that is for real. Classy man, Chuck Liddell, with his longtime trainer, John Hackelman. Talk about an expression made tonight. How about the statement made by Rashad Evans?
Wow, yeah, you know what? I mean, everybody was looking for Chuck Liddell to land a one-punch knockout, and Rashad Evans connected on him. I mean, that's